heaviness you have been carrying is not your life. It is a story about your life. You have been telling it to yourself for years, in a voice you never chose, and you have mistaken it for who you are. And if this found you tonight, it is because you are close to putting it down. I'm going to show you the story. I'm going to show you the exact moment it started running your money, your chances, and your sense of what is possible for you. And then I am going to show you what is actually there underneath it, which is not what you have been told, and is far better. Start with a question. Answer it honestly right now before your mind gets involved. What problem do you have in this exact second? Not this month, not this year, this second. The one you are in. Most people cannot answer without leaving it. They say the rent, they say the debt, the job, the person who left, the thing that has not happened yet. And every single one of those answers is somewhere else, in a month that has not arrived, or one that already ended. Look again at the second you are actually in. You are breathing. You are hearing a voice. Your body is doing what it does. And in that specific second, almost always, there is no emergency happening. The emergency is in the narration. There is a difference between your life and your circumstances, and almost nobody separates them. Your circumstances exist across time. Bills arrive on dates. Relationships have histories. Careers have trajectories. But your life only ever happens in one place. And it is the moment you are standing in. That is the only place you have ever been. And your circumstances can be genuinely difficult, while the moment you are in is completely survivable. Both at once. That is not denial, that is just accurate. Now here is the measurement, because this is not a nice idea, it is documented. Researchers at Harvard built a study to track this. They pinged thousands of people at random moments through the day and asked what they were doing, what they were thinking about, and how they felt. The first finding was that people's minds were wandering roughly 47% of the time. Nearly half of waking life spent somewhere other than the thing actually happening. The second finding is the one that should stop you. People were consistently less happy when their minds were wandering than when they were focused on what they were doing. And this held even when they wandered toward pleasant subjects. And the third finding is the one that changes everything. When they examined the sequence, the mind wandering came first and the unhappiness followed, not the other way around. So the drifting was not a symptom of a bad mood. The drifting was producing it. Which means for something close to half of your life, you have not been living in your circumstances at all. You have been living in a running commentary about them. And the commentary is where the suffering has been manufactured this whole time. None of this is new, it is just newly measured. Around 2,000 years ago, a Greek philosopher named Epictetus, who was born into slavery and later taught freely in Rome, wrote something almost nobody has improved on since. That people are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. He was not saying nothing bad happens. He had been owned by another man. He knew exactly what happens. He was making a much sharper claim that between an event and your suffering, there is a step, and the step is your interpretation, and the interpretation is the part that is yours. 2,000 years later, a group of scientists with pages and a statistical model found the same thing in the data. So now the harder question. If the commentary is the problem, why can nobody switch it off? Because it is not experienced as commentary. It is experienced as identity. Here is how it gets built. Something happens to you. Then you explain it to yourself. Then you repeat the explanation for years until it stops sounding like an opinion and starts sounding like a fact about who you are. I am bad with money. Things never work out for me. I always sabotage it. People like me do not get lives like that. Notice the grammar of those. They are not descriptions of events. They are descriptions of a person. You took a handful of things that happened, mostly when you were young and had no say in them, and you compressed them into a character. And then you have been playing that character ever since, faithfully, including in the parts of your life where it was never required. Psychology has a name for the machinery that maintains this: rumination. The repetitive, self-focused replaying of your own problems and shortcomings. And the research on it is consistent and unkind. Rumination does not resolve anything. It predicts worse mood, worse problem solving, and longer recovery from setbacks. The replaying feels like working on it. It is the opposite of working on it. Brain imaging has even located where a lot of it lives. There is a network in the brain that becomes active when you are not engaged in a task, and it is heavily involved in self-referential thought, the mental activity of narrating yourself. Studies of experienced meditators have found reduced activity in that network, alongside their reports of a quieter mind. The story has a physical address, and it can be turned down. Now the part that matters most for your money, because everything so far has been leading here. You have been trying to manifest from inside that story. Think about what that actually means. If the story running underneath is not enough, never enough, it is always hard for me, then every attempt you make at abundance is launched from a platform of lack. You say the words, you do the visualization, and underneath it, the whole time, a much older sentence is still running. And the older sentence is the one that gets acted on. It shapes what you notice, what you attempt, what you ask for, what you settle for, what you flinch away from. You cannot outperform a story you have not examined. This is why so much manifestation work quietly fails. Not because a person did it wrong, because they did it from lack, and lack was the actual broadcast. So the shift is not to try harder, it is to stop transmitting from the wrong place. And there is a line about this that is 2,000 years old, and it is far more precise than people notice. In the Gospel of Mark, the instruction on asking is that whatever you ask for, believe that you have received it, and you will have it. Believe that you have received it, past tense. Not that you will receive it, not that it is coming. That is not sloppy phrasing. It is the entire mechanism stated in one clause. You do not generate the feeling of fullness after the thing arrives. You generate it first, and then you move through the world as a person who already has enough, and everything about how you act changes as a result. Because a person operating from fullness asks differently, negotiates differently, walks away from bad deals, takes a risk, waits for the right thing instead of grabbing the first thing out of fear. That is not mysticism. That is just what people do when they are not desperate. And here is the piece that proves the order actually matters. In the 1970s, researchers ran a now famous study on people who had won large lottery prizes. They compared them to ordinary people, and they found that after the initial period, the winners were not meaningfully happier than the control group. Some reported that everyday pleasures had become less enjoyable than before. Psychologists call the general pattern hedonic adaptation. We adjust. The new house becomes the house. The raise becomes the salary. The thing you were sure would fix a feeling gets absorbed into normal, usually faster than you expect. Sit with what that means for the plan most people are running. The plan is get the money, then feel abundant. And the evidence says the second part does not reliably follow the first. So you were never actually chasing the money. You were chasing the state you believed the money would produce. And the state does not arrive on delivery, which flips the entire order of operations. You have to build the state first, not as a trick to attract the money, because the state is what you wanted, and because being in it is what makes you effective enough to build the rest. And here is the good news underneath all of this, and it is the reason this reached you tonight. You do not have to acquire anything to start. There is abundance around you already. And I do not mean that as a consolation prize. Look at how much of it there is. Leaves on a single tree, more than you could count in an afternoon. Light arriving free every morning from a star. Air endlessly. A body that has kept you alive every day of your life without you managing it once. Your story has been filtering all of that out. Not because you are ungrateful, but because a mind convinced of scarcity is scanning for evidence of scarcity. And it finds it. And it files everything else as irrelevant. And the research here is unusually practical. Studies on gratitude have found that people asked to write down a small number of things they were grateful for each week reported better mood and greater optimism about the coming weeks than people who recorded hassles or neutral events. A short, unglamorous exercise, producing a measurable shift. That is a state being built on purpose, not waiting for it, building it. So here is what to do, and it is smaller than you expect. Catch the sentence. Once a day is enough to start. When the old line runs, I am terrible with money. This never works for me. Notice it as a sentence rather than as the truth. You do not have to fight it. You just have to hear it as language instead of experiencing it as reality. That single act of noticing is the whole discipline, and it is what nobody does. Then ask the question again. What problem do I have in this exact second? Let the answer be honest. Then find one thing that is already abundant, right where you are sitting, and let yourself actually register it for a few seconds. Not as a technique, as a correction to a filter that has been running badly for years. And then go make your ask. Take your action. Send the message from that state instead of the other one. That is it. That is the practice. Now let all of it settle, because you have done the thinking part. Wherever you are, let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Take a slow breath in and let it go. You can stop narrating for a few minutes. Nothing needs to be figured out tonight. Nothing needs to be defended. And let these become the sentences that run instead. Say them out loud if you can. Speaking them lands them deeper than thinking them. The heaviness was never my life. It was only a story. I put the story down. I am not what happened to me. I am what is here now. In this moment, I am safe. And in this moment, there is no emergency. There is abundance all around me. And I am finally able to see it. I have enough. Right now. And more is coming. I ask from fullness. Never again from fear. I already have what I have asked for. And it is making its way to me. I am calm. I am clear. And calm is where good decisions come from. Let those rest in you. Because the life you thought you had was never the problem. The narration was. And that is extraordinary news, if you let it be. It means the thing standing between you and abundance was never your circumstances, or your history, or your luck. It was a sentence. And sentences can be changed. You have been carrying a heaviness that was never yours. Set it down tonight. If this reached you, leave 3 words in the comments. I put it down. And tell me the sentence you have been repeating about yourself for years. The one you are done with. I read every single one. Save this and come back to it whenever the old voice starts up again. Because it will. Subscribe and stay close. The story is not you. It never was. And underneath it, there is a life you have not properly looked at yet.